All right. Hey guys, Anthony Wade. I am a self healing coach and a physician assistant. And I just wanted to answer a question that came across to me about scoliosis and sports. I mean, the question is basically, can you play sports if you have scoliosis? Well, it all depends on, the amount of scoliosis that you have. Of course, there's always degrees when it comes to scoliosis, but just to explain exactly what scoliosis is, can't even get it out. Scoliosis is a curvature of the spine. Now, the thing about that is when your spine has that curve to it, of course, it could be a slight curve or it could be really pronounced in some cases. I've seen some really contorted spines. And not only does it curve to the side, it can also twist as well. So that can pose a lot of problems with your organs, including the heart and the lungs, especially when the contortion, the twisting or the curve is higher up in the spine. Of course, any structural deficiencies like that, uh, or should I say, the structure, because of the twisting and the curve in the spine, can have effect on the surrounding structure. So the major organs in your body, the heart and the lungs, and this can compromise those to a degree. But for most people that have grown up with this, you're pretty much used to it. You are what you are, and where you're at, your body's used to this. But when if you're growing, you're a teenager, like I'm not sure how old was the person that was asking this question, but if you're a teenager and you're still growing, that can play some part in it as well, because there might still be some twisting and some curving going on. If you're older, again, your body is pretty much used to it. You are where you're at. The problem is some of those organs might be a little bit compromised, mainly the lungs. As you become more active in whatever sport that you're doing, it requires more stress on your lungs and actually your heart as well. And if things are not properly lined up and you can't expand your lungs like you're supposed to, that might cause some compromise there. Also, any contact sports could also pose sort of a problem because your spine isn't quite lined up the way it should. The problem with that is you have nerve branches. You have your spinal cord that runs down the middle, nerve branches that come off the spinal cord. And let's say on one side of the curve, those nerve branches come out of holes. And on one side, that hole might be larger. The other side, that hole might be smaller because of the curve in your spine. It's tight on one side, it's open up on the other, which in itself doesn't cause a problem on just a regular day to day, because again, your body's used to it. But as you get more active, or if you're in any kind of contact sport and you're breathing more and you're doing more twisting and contorting your body as you're playing whatever sport, that might be a bit of a problem. You might wind up having some extra pains and aches because of that, or some extra symptoms like numbness, tingling, burning, hot, cold, heavy sensation. I see this a lot in my clinic when people that have scoliosis, even sometimes a slight scoliosis, and they injure themselves, they're either in a car accident or a slip and fall. Some of these areas of their body that again was tighter on one side, bigger on the other, wasn't a problem until you started having some extra swelling around that area. And now this side is really compromised and you start having some extra pains and whatnot. So it all depends on how bad your scoliosis is, and it all depends on what type of sporting activity you're talking about. If it's not too strenuous, it doesn't get your heart rate up, too high, and it's not causing such heavy breathing that is necessary, you might be able to get away with it, but your body will let you know. So, I would say give it a try. I wouldn't go all out. I wouldn't do, too much full contact sport unless, your scoliosis might be not that bad. And in that case, go for it. But I hope that answers your question. It really depends on how bad your scoliosis is and how rigorous the activity you're talking about is. But in general, you know, your spine is where it's at, and you've been living with this spine. You know, it's not that you're fragile or anything like that. It's just some things might be a little bit compromised. So you got to be a tad bit careful and just be aware of your situation. So if these extra symptoms and signs pop up, you kind of know what's going on, and definitely just go get checked out. Talk to your trusted provider, and make sure you get an okay from them before you try any strenuous activity to make sure everything else is good. So I hope this has answered your question. If you want to learn some more information about back pain and neck pain and all the reasons why you could be having that, not just from a physical reason like, or should I say a structural reason like scoliosis. There's many other reasons why you could be having back pain. This is what I specialize in, some of those things that are not what you hear in Western medicine. So other things that can cause back pain. I like to get to the root cause of your pain. If you're interested in that, contact me through my on my Facebook page, or I'll try to put my phone number down below where you can send me a text message, and I'll be able to get back with you. But you know, definitely I have a Facebook group if you want to join that. I'll be teaching in that coming up soon. It's Back Pain Free Naturally, and I will be going live teaching in that soon, and you can learn about all this stuff that I was hinting to. So I hope to see you in a group. Contact me if you need more information or if you have any more questions, and I hope you feel better soon. All right, so thank you for your time.